The origin of the Nigerian Navy could be traced to the Colonial Maritime Department of the Royal Navy. This department was established in 1887 as a quasi-military organization combining the duties of the present-day Nigerian Ports Authority, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, the National Inland Waterways Authority, and the modern-day Nigerian Navy. The Marine Department started off with a secondment of 9 ships and craft from the Royal Navy. These ships were a survey ship, Pathfinder, Seagoing Survey Launch, Patriot, Customs Preventive Patrol Boat, Challenger, and the Governor General's yacht, Valiant, which later became an afloat restaurant along the marina in Lagos. Others were the Governor General's barge, Francis, Dockyard Tug, Trojan, General Purpose Launch, Jade, Trading Boat, Dignity, and Training Boat, Nymph. On 1st June 1956, the Navy Defense Force commenced operation with 11 assorted ships and craft inherited from the erstwhile Colonial Maritime Department of the Royal Navy. On 1st May 1958, the Navy Defense Force was legally established as a force and redesignated Royal Nigerian Navy. Subsequently, became Nigerian Navy by an Act of Parliament number 21 of 1964 as the second tier of the Nigerian Armed Forces, responsible for the protection of Nigeria's maritime territorial integrity. The Nigerian Navy is functionally organized under commands and autonomous units. However, much attention has been given to the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office under the current leadership of the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral I.E. Ibas.
Over 80% of Nigeria's trade is transported by sea, out of which 100% of crude oil and liquefied natural gas exports is also only by sea. This gives the importance of the sea and the need for adequate knowledge of the maritime environment, which is only achievable through the use of charts that are used for navigation. Before now, Nigeria had relied mostly on administrative charts with database of over 100 years. Even in these charts, only the major entrances and ports are surveyed. Thus, there was lack of information on several portions of the maritime domain contributing to ungoverned spaces, because there are over 3,000 creeks and 25 river entrances, out of which only 8 were surveyed. Despite this, the Navy has over 300 riverine patrol boats, including inshore patrol crafts that traverse this vast area, not minding the over 1,000 local and leisure boats that also make use of this expanse of water. So the renewed effort is dictated by the needs to be self-reliant on chart production for the effective governance of the backwaters and territorial seas towards promoting the development of the blue economy.
Hydrography is a branch of applied sciences which deals with the measurement and description of the physical features of oceans, seas, coastal areas, lakes and rivers, as well as with the prediction of their change over time, for the primary purpose of safety of navigation and in support of all other marine activities including economic development, security and defense, scientific research, and environmental protection. After independence in 1960, the Act of Parliament of 1964 charged the Nigerian Navy with the responsibility of hydrographic surveying and charting of Nigeria's waters, among other responsibilities. This led to the establishment of the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Department in the early 70s, with the ultimate goal of meeting the statutory role of hydrographic surveying and charting of Nigeria's waters.
I will recall that the Navy had been given this role of hydrographic surveying in the Navy Act of 1964. That's why it started, apart from the Admiralty experiences that we had. You'll find that thereafter, the Navy had been able to interact with other navies in hydrography. The Indian Navy, for example, produced the first hydrographer of the Navy, who was an Indian. And this was followed by a Nigerian hydrographer in person of Commander M.A. Elegbede of blessed memory, also followed by Commodore Obianwo of blessed memory too. I was just fortunate to be the third, but still having this opportunity to speak to you. There are other people who had come after me, many really, that can be called grandfather or father of the modern hydrography we are experiencing now.
The Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Department is organized into the Hydrographic Office, Hydrographic School, and the Survey Fleet. The Hydrographic Office, headed by the Hydrographer, is in charge of the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Department and responsible to the Chief of Naval Staff through the Chief of Training and Operations on all matters pertaining to defense and civil hydrography in Nigeria. The Hydrographer exercises professional control of the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic School and the survey vessels for training of personnel, as well as the conduct of surveys respectively. The principal functions of the department include coordination of all national hydrographic survey in Nigeria, oceanographic surveys, chart productions, tidal observations, production of tidal prediction tables for Nigerian ports, and dissemination of maritime safety information to mariners operating within Nigeria's maritime domain and Navigational Area 2 region. There has been collaboration with the international hydrographic organizations and other hydrographic offices like the United Kingdom Hydrographic Office, Indian Naval Hydrographic Office, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration of the US, among others, which led to the training of more Nigerian Navy officers in the field of hydrography. The need to further develop the department led to the acquisition of a number of survey vessels like Nigerian Navy ship Petrel, Penelope, Pathfinder, and Lano. In addition to boost Nigerian Navy indigenous capacity, the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic School was established in 1981 to cater for the human capital development of the department. It is worthy to mention that since inception, the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Department has conducted a number of hydrographic surveys independently and in collaboration with some island nations' hydrographic offices within Nigerian waters for the purpose of providing quality hydrographic service to mariners operating in Nigerian waters. Hydrographic capacity building in Nigeria has evolved under several governments with the ultimate goal of meeting the statutory role of the hydrographic surveying and charting of Nigerian waters. However, in the last 4 years, aligning to the vision of the Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral I.A. Ibas to develop a credible naval power in fulfillment of the Nigerian Navy's constitutional roles towards enhancing national prosperity and security. The Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office has built capacity and has recorded giant strides in its operations.
One of the cardinal responsibilities of the Nigerian Navy enshrined in the Constitution is making of charts and coordinating all national hydrographic surveys. And the Chief of Naval Staff has aptly brought out his vision, which is to develop a credible naval force that will be able to fulfill this constitution towards enhancing national prosperity and also national security. If we talk about the Sustainable Development Goal 14 of the United Nations, this deals with the sustainable use of the ocean and its resources, as well as the conservation also of the ocean and the resources contained therein. So fusing all of this together, hydrography, which emanates from my office as far as Nigeria is concerned, acts as a force multiplier towards actualizing the constitutional responsibility of the Navy, the vision of CNS, and also the Sustainable Development Goal of the United Nations. This is because hydrography provides a base data which a naval force will use to secure the maritime environment. It also provides a base information which the strategic leaders of a maritime nation like Nigeria will use to bring out policies that will lead to monitoring the activities within the maritime space and also bringing out strategies for conserving the resources there and regulating the activities in the ocean so as to be able to ensure there is no anarchy in the maritime space.
The Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office derived its functions from the Nigerian Constitution of 1999 and Armed Forces Act Cap 820, Laws of the Federation of the Nation, which vested the responsibility of charting and coordination of all national hydrographic surveys in Nigeria to the Nigerian Navy. This responsibility was amplified by the Nigerian Navy Order 16 of 1988. In line with constitutional responsibility, the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office, on the directives of the Hydrographer of the Nigerian Navy, has developed a national charting scheme for Nigeria. The scheme is a plan of the chart coverage of all the maritime space in Nigeria, ranging from the ports, rivers, lakes, creeks, and the whole water bodies onto the outer limits of Nigeria's exclusive economic zone. Today, the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office has successfully produced its first indigenous chart, the NG2501, which is an extract from the National Charting Scheme for Nigeria. To achieve this feat, capacity building of Nigerian Navy personnel commenced with the training of officers at the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic School in Port Harcourt. The maiden Nigerian Navy Hydrographic School Basic Hydrographic Course 1 was inaugurated on 17 September 2018 with 6 lieutenant commanders drawn from the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Department as the pioneer of Basic Hydrographic Course 1. The course lasted for 6 months and was executed in 3 phases: the academics, professional and practical field survey phases, in line with the International Board of Standards of Competence for Hydrographic Specifications. The 6 officers graduated with impressive performance and have since been deployed to play hydrographic officers' role in various Nigerian Navy establishments. The Nigerian Navy Hydrographic School was established to train both officers and ratings of the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Department in hydrographic survey. However, while the rating survey recorder training commenced with the establishment of the school, the basic hydrographic course never started until 2018 due to the need to build adequate capacity to administer the course. Thus, the commencement of the course effectively put an end to the 37 years wait for the local training of basic hydrographic officers. The Basic Hydrographic Course 2, comprising only officers of the Nigerian Navy, is scheduled to commence on 3rd July 2019. Plans are currently underway to secure International Board on Standards of Competence accreditation for the course and to open the program to both Nigerian civilians and hydrographic practitioners of neighboring allied countries. Additionally, equipment, both hardware and software for relevant departments within the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office was acquired. Training and retraining of personnel to man this equipment was conducted both home and abroad.
I have to say that I'm quite pleased on my second visit. The first visit was about 6 months ago, and we went through the basics. This was really their first experience with our software and for some of the processes as well. And since then, a group of the users have taken things forward, and I was quite pleased to see that they have already made this chart that you can see in the background. So I feel that they've advanced very well, and I really feel that they're making great progress, to be quite honest.
We had the first training November last year, like Mr. Smart likely said, and that training was aimed at taking us through the basics of chart making using the software that was procured, that's Caris software, and it's global now, it's what they use in other parts of the world. After which, we got our hands dirty and we came up with the first indigenous chart as NG2501 Lagos Abo that you have displayed on the screen here.
The process of producing an electronic and paper chart is an elaborate one, tedious and requires 100% accuracy, as it is also a safety tool for all mariners, both small and big operators. The process of producing the NG2501 commenced with a directive by the hydrographer of the Nigerian Navy for the Lagos Harbour to be charted. And based on the hydrographer's directive, a recce team was sent to access the area. After obtaining a report from the reconnaissance operations by the recce team, a hydrographic instruction was issued which nominated a survey team, and the team was given the area to be surveyed and the International Hydrographic Organization order of survey specification to be achieved. Thereafter, the survey team proceeded to the area to carry out the operation. During the hydrographic operation, various activities were carried out. These include the collection of bathymetrics information, which is the depth of the seabed in the port area, tidal observations, and establishment of geodetic controls within the survey area. The team also identified various dangers to navigation, and in some cases, wrecks investigation were conducted and established contacts were carried out. The team also carried out identification and marking of aid to navigation within the port complex. After the collection of data from the field, the data collected was returned to the data center of the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office and processed. The report of the survey was written and submitted to the Survey Department for Quality Assurance Assessment. The Quality Assurance Report was then submitted to the hydrographer, who then approves the survey and directed that the data collected during the survey operation should be archived in the hydrographic database of the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office. This process of hydrographic surveying is a continuous routine of the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office due to the continuous movement of the seabed and other vagaries of the maritime environment. For the production of NG 2501, a further directive was given by the hydrographer of the Nigerian Navy to the Cartographic Department to produce an electronic chart of the Lagos Harbour as well as a nautical paper chart for the same area.
On the receipt of the instruction, the Cartographic Department requested for all the data sets covering the Lagos Port facility from the Survey Department.
Also for charting, significant information identified with the port area were collected from the Maritime Safety Information Portal. The collected data sets were then subjected to another quality assurance assessment, after which they were converted into the format which they will be used for chart production of the NG 2501. To ensure the accuracy and completeness of the NG 2501, more data was acquired for the production of the chart from other agencies in the maritime sector.
So data was collected from the Nigerian Ports Authority. These include anchorage areas, anchorage restricted areas, and other restricted areas within the port complex.
The data sets and information collected from other agencies are also subjected to quality assurance tests to make sure that it fits the accuracy standards for the chart to be produced. After the assessment, different data sets are distributed to different members of the cartographic team to process and compile.
At the end of the individual compilation process, the whole data set is brought together into a single project for the production of the charts. After the various quality assurance tests required for chart production, the electronic chart of Lagos Harbour was first produced. The chart was assessed internally to meet the requirements for safe navigation within the port. Thereafter, the team went ahead to process the data further for the production of paper charts.
Before the chart is certified for use by all mariners, an in-house test is conducted.
Being the first indigenous chart produced by the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office, a request for an onboard assessment on Nigerian Navy ship was requested and obtained.
One of the Navy ships that conducted the test is the Nigerian Navy ship Ekulu.
We received the NG2501 chart about a month ago. Subsequently, we've used the charts for all our operations within Nigerian waters and the areas where the chart covers. All the positions that have been plotted have been very, very accurate. We've also noticed a massive improvement, especially in regards to identification of navigational hazards. Additionally, when compared to the old Admiralty charts that we've used, there's a higher degree of soundings, which allows us to be able to determine to a very large extent the safety of the water within which we navigate. So improvements have included additional information on navigational hazards, additional information on soundings, which are depths of water in a particular area. And I believe that overall it has been a great improvement of what we've had in the past. This has in no small measure improved our operational efficiency, our ability to move at every point, anytime we are called upon to do that, because we have more confidence on the accuracy and the information that the chart provides for us. In this regard, I want to commend the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office for coming up with this document. It has added great value to our service, and also to the Chief of Naval Staff for the vision to produce this chart, which has enhanced naval operations.
The Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office assures mariners of the accuracy of the NG 2501 after the various checks and tests conducted on the first indigenous chart.
Having passed all the quality assurance tests for nautical charts and the favorable feedback from Nigerian Navy ships, I am more than convinced that the chart is safe for all mariners to use.
The production of the NG 2501 chart has brought great excitement within the hydrographic community in Nigeria.
The advantages of making our own chart are numerous. First and foremost, you need to know, a maritime nation needs to know how to move from point A to point B within its maritime space without any problem. I'm talking about in terms of maritime safety. Without you knowing where you are and where you are going to, and the safest way to get to where you are going to within the maritime environment, there could be accidents along the way. And so, ability to produce the chart that will lead mariners to navigate from any part of the maritime environment safely becomes a very important responsibility of any maritime nation. And so, one of the benefits of producing our own indigenous chart is that we can give mariners a credible, accurate, and up-to-date information about our maritime environment so that they can carry out their activities, their legal activities, every day without any problem at the sea.
I'd like to recognize the good work that the present hydrographer and his team had done, and to be able to get this far. But I must mention that he could not do this if not because of the encouragement of the Navy. The Chief of Naval Staff particularly had been very helpful. I can see that from outside, towards encouraging hydrographic works in the Navy, including providing new ship and giving encouragement for seminars like the Naviria 2 seminar that was held recently, that I said I attended. It's been very great. Also, the Naval Hydrographic Office I admire because in recent time I observed it had been able to garner support from other stakeholders.
The Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office has recorded other achievements in its mandate worthy of mention. The Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office has, after several attempts in the past, established a maritime safety information portal for the collation and dissemination of maritime safety information. The portal enables the sending out of navigational warnings to mariners out at sea. This is in fulfillment of Nigeria's obligation under the Regulation 4 of Safety of Life at Sea Convention, Chapter 5, which requires contracting states to take all steps necessary to ensure that when intelligence of any dangers is received from whatever reliable source, it shall be promptly brought to the knowledge of those concerned and communicate to other interested government. This feat ensures that seafarers' navigation within Nigeria waters are promptly informed of any danger that affects them. The office has continuously improved the quality of its tidal prediction table. This prediction of the times of high and low water in Nigeria ensures that ships know the best time to safely come into port, thereby maximizing their carrying capacity. It also helps fishermen know the best times to fish. The survey of critical creeks in the Niger Delta, which has enabled the establishment of houseboats used as naval security stations in pursuit of maritime security imperatives. It has also provided freedom of maneuver for Nigerian Navy patrol vessels, enabling them to easily pursue criminals sabotaging the economy of Nigeria. It is one thing to set a vision, but without resources, it is very much impossible to achieve those set goals.
I must state in clear terms that the support from the federal government has been huge. Through the support of the federal government, the Navy has been able to construct 2 survey launches locally in the naval dockyard at Lagos. The Navy had also procured equipment for these launches and for the offices, thereby updating the survey equipment. The Navy also acquired the requisite software for chart production and had been involved in capacity development both within and outside Nigeria to give our personnel the proficiency to go into chart production. And it may interest you to know that the Navy had also acquired a 60-meter ocean-going survey vessel, which is currently being built in France. We expect that vessel to join the fleet by the end of 2019.
All these achievements are driven by the vision of the Chief of Naval Staff with the support of the federal government of Nigeria.
I must commend the doggedness of the Chief of Naval Staff for believing in the competency of the hydrographic personnel and providing the requisite logistics to enable them produce the first indigenous charts in line with the responsibility assigned to the Navy by the Armed Forces Act Cap A20 laws of the Federation of Nigeria.
As we celebrate the Hydrographic Day 2019, the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic Office can only move forward with the kind of formidable foundation it has built in the last 4 years of the current leadership of the Nigerian Navy, led by the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral I.E. Ibas. The Nigerian Navy, onward together.